All right, let's talk about this lady. I generally avoid her story, but I thought today might be a good time to share a lesson with you guys on Blessing CEO, your own favorite relationship expert, an IVD, and Bimbo. I'm gonna play this video. Let's play this video and then we'll come back.
Baby, you should let me love you.
All right, I won't play the music because, but just watch that video. Let's see. So if you recall, about what was that, 3 years ago, probably 2 years ago or so, I covered a story here. The story of Bimbo and IVD, right? I covered that story right here on YouTube. It was basically a young lady, Bimbo, who got into a serious gbasgbos physical violence between her and her husband, and before you know it, she died. She passed on. She was burnt. It was a very weird story to watch at that time. This was about 2 years ago. You can see it right here. I covered that story about 2 years ago here. That video has about almost 2,000 views here. All right, so at that time I didn't even know about them, but as soon as she passed, the story went viral. And then I was looking through the story. I noticed that they have history of physical violence. That's IVD and Bimbo, and she passed on at that time. So that video, I'm looking at it right here. It says 2 years ago. Let me see the actual date. The date was October 12, 2022. Yeah, a little bit over 2 years ago. So we covered that story back then, and it's till today. If I see any kind of story like this, it's always a weird situation, because I'm like, Jesus Christ, at what point did you know that it's okay to back off of a relationship? So at that time, I think she would come on TikTok. She would do like skits. She had her own page. She was doing skits. She was doing videos, dancing videos with her daughter, with her children. So she had moments on TikTok. I'm talking about Bimbo now. She had moments when she was very lively, but then she also had some series of videos where she came and cried out that this guy actually beat her up. It looks like they were in a very violent situation. They were beating each other up. That's what it looked like, actually. But eventually they got into this fight. They put out, I guess somebody started a fire in their apartment, in their house in Lagos, and then she got burnt all over. They started carrying her around different hospitals, and she passed on. And this guy was actually bruised as well. There was a video out there. I'm not going to go through those videos again. There's a video out there of him saying, "Look at what she did to me. Look at what she did." Bottom line, it was a very, very violent situation. Okay, and that man, I think even up to today, I think there's a case in court. I actually think there's a case in court still. So at that time, this young lady, Blessing CEO, I think before that, she went viral for showing up somebody's houses as a house on the internet. She was taking picture in front of somebody's house and she got arrested, and the video went viral for posting a video of just trying to chase clout on the internet, and that's how she came to the limelight. So she hibernated for a while, and then she came out and she started trolling. Any chance she gets, she trolled. She called herself a relationship expert. There's been videos that she said things that make sense. Even a broken clock can be right at least twice a day. No, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. So the fact that somebody says something that makes sense when it comes to relationship topics, it doesn't amount to anything. Or the fact that sometimes they say, you don't have to be married before you make a good marriage advice. It's true, but it doesn't amount to anything. Well, you guys that followed me here, I've said a few things a couple of times. There's a pattern here. You know some rhetorics that I say that you don't agree with. You know some things that I say that you agree with. So, with that being said, I think it's quite interesting. I see you, Uncle Patrick. I'll come to you very soon, sir. Right. So this young lady, she started as soon as I don't think it was more than a few months after Bimbo passed on, and she started trolling the dead. She started trolling Bimbo, the woman who passed on after engaging physical violence with her husband. This guy called IVD, who was also a socialite in Lagos. He was a car dealer, all that kind of stuff. So they were together for, I think, 20 years, between 15 and 20 years, for a long time, since she was a teenager, since Bimbo was a teenager. So they had their story and everything at that time. So suddenly, Blessing CEO started trolling the dead. She started make some of the point that you notice anytime you see me push against women here, it's usually because I want them to stay in their lane when it comes to teaching men how to be men, or overly sympathizing with men. If you want to sympathize with men, just thank you, okay? But you could never know what it means to be a man, okay? In terms of what's at stake of being a man, you don't know, right? So it's cute to sympathize with men, but if you're coming from the angle of our men too, if you overly do it, I will listen. I'm listening, but I'm listening, okay? But thank you, okay? But men must be men. Men cannot afford to play the victim. But she was doing that with that story where, she was saying, Bimbo too. She did this, she did that. I forgot the full detail. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is that eventually she came out, she said she started dating this guy. And now, as of today or so, she's made this announcement that they are now engaged. A part of me kind of feel like, okay, it might be the clout chasing that she's been doing from day one, taking pictures in front of people's house. But some people can actually be mad enough. A part of me, I don't like when people are celebrating something like engagement, they're married, or they are celebrating a relationship. I like to celebrate them with them. I don't like to say things ahead of them. I don't want to assume the worst case scenario ahead of them. But some things are just too much. I can back it up. I can say, no, I said that this one is not going to last. This one is going to end in disaster. It's a bad idea. It's a crazy idea. These two people are crazy. This is not one of those moments where you just, I'm saying with my full chest, right? That this is this fundamentally a good example of a bad foundation. If you're looking for the best examples in the world, see, we don't often found, this is not a very common opportunity of a bad foundation. See, a lot of time people will see people dating, people just being people, or people going through crisis in marriage, and the first thing they will say, maybe they had a bad foundation in marriage. I said, no, they're just going through crisis. Every marriage will go through crisis. Every single marriage will have crisis. All right, but if you're looking for a very scarce opportunity for bad foundation, IVD and Official Blessing CEO is an example of it. Okay, that's what you're looking at. As you can see, a lot of people are celebrating them. Oh, I double tapped it too. I celebrate them, but that doesn't mean we're not going to point this out. Okay, I want you to see this and write today down. Okay, I can actually be wrong. I saw somebody posted somewhere. I'm not sure if somebody said this kind of relationship. Somebody posted on Today Not Here. A Dr. Morula says this kind of relationship usually lasts. If IVD carry knife, Blessing will break bottle. This is the kind of union that produce a child like Portable. It sounds like a joke. Shout out to Portable, but let me bring Uncle Patrick to come and speak about this. Uncle Patrick, sir, how are you, sir? Uncle Patrick, you're unmuted now, but I can't hear you. Maybe the mic is bad.
I hear me.
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh man.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Some when I just look at that story, some girls or ladies are crazy.
Hmm.
Or like, can you believe it? A member of my family too. I've intervened in such case that you can't do it.
Hmm.
But this person just block everybody.
Okay, the blocking people from family.
Yeah, no, yeah. Concerning what blessing see
Oh, blessing CEO, IVD, and Bimbo. Yes, yes.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't do this to this person. You can't go ahead and marry. This person just. At first he said, when you cancel somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and say, well, there are some people in few months I'm not going to talk to them. Like, are you kidding me?
Mm.
So somebody now called me and said, well, this person refused. She's been calling, and I tried to call the person to find out, like, wow.
Mm.
So what I'm trying to say, some people are mean.
Yes, this
They
is
will
wickedness.
they will do what they want to do, Ola.
Mm-hmm.
They will
Yeah.
do what they want to do. They don't care what social media is going to say, what family is going to say, and that's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if that person has children. I
Yes.
don't know how the children are going to look at it. Maybe when they are young, then when they grow up. No,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make sense. Some people are mean, especially some of these ladies that are desperate of marrying somebody. They don't care.
Yes.
They
Yes.
don't care. Well, apart from this guest own, any woman that think I don't care, this man is a married man, I'm going to go for him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's easy. I don't care about the wife.
The I don't care. Mm-hmm. The I don't care syndrome.
Yes, it's not good.
Yeah.
That person doesn't have a conscience
Mm-hmm.
at
Yes.
all. He doesn't
Yes.
have I can't believe this lady will go for him. That lady that comes out beginning to talk.
In this period, he still has cases in court. He's not
Yeah.
exonerated. There's like, why? What kind of clout are you chasing?
What is she? Who is she? Who is she counseling? Who is she advising about relationship? Who is she? Hola.
Apparently, according to their story, I think she also repeated it. Let me see if I can find it. He was a client. He sorted her out for advice on as a therapist. You know, so suddenly now she's been flaunting. She's been flaunting him. I'm looking at him like, okay, this one is a joke, but whatever.
I thought she was a responsible lady before, because the way she presents herself,
She's never been responsible, sir.
cleanse
She had moments. Maybe you didn't know the beginning of her story. She's never been responsible in terms of her public persona. She claims to be somebody else behind the scenes, but she's never been responsible. You know.
Is
Yeah.
this real? Hola, is it real?
It could be a skit. They're kissing in the mouth and everything, and
Wow.
but that's the see them. That's IVD. That's the same IVD with that story 2 years ago. He's still dealing with
Even
his wife that passed on in his hands in the middle of their basketballs of their actual physical violence.
even in a good time, some people once they remarry, they block out of social media. You know what I mean? Just to keep themselves. But this one is even flaunting it. He's showing it as if.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to give. I like giving people the benefit of the doubt. I don't like judging people in general. But there's some things that are just like you cross the line. But I still give her the benefit because I don't know her personally. Okay, but from what I can see as a public persona, this is an example of a terrible, terrible foundation. Nothing good, last will come out of this. Short term, yes. Is it possible that I'm wrong? Yes, because honestly, we don't know the background story of everybody. Some people were born into families where people destroyed families, destroyed the whole generation, the whole race.
Yes, that's the word,
So,
Ola. That's the right word. Destroying a family, jazzing them. The man should,
yeah.
the wife should go with the children. The man should forget his own family. You You are right. Anybody that destroy a family, that's the key word.
Yep, yep. And people were born into that family and they turn out to be good later on. So I don't know. I'm not making an outright joke. I'm just saying, if you're doing this, if it ends badly, it's true. It will end very badly. If it ends badly, it will end very badly. You just like to come into people's world and turn it upside down and just, or be in the name of cloud. So we're also in an era. Let's talk about social media where people say, you have to be controversial. If you want to get your words out there, you don't want just 10 people watching you live. You have to be controversial. I get that all the time. I get that all the time.
Oh, this is not the right thing to do.
Right? You have to your life. You're always. It's okay. All right. Let me bring the value to my 10 people, to my family. Let's do it slow but steady.
Yeah, slow and steady win the race. Allah, you don't have to.
Yes.
Follow the crowd, man.
So there's a part of us that's doing this social media thing that she thinks just be controversial. You don't want to be, and then so and again she said some things that made sense in terms of the relationship expert thing, but that doesn't mean anything because even the broken clock is right at least twice a day. That doesn't mean anything. You have to look at you don't have to look. The example that people set is the message. Is the only message that lasts long. It's not what they say. Okay? It's the example that they set. She said, let me tell you how we met again. As he walked into my office, his perfume and aura caught my attention. Who be this guy? We get buga for body. I looked from my balcony. I see a security man stand. I shake head. Now Lagos big boy. I rush compose. Stood up from my seat and walked to him in the couch and said in all boldness, forget noise and cho-cho-cho. IVD fine, tattoo, composure, clean, cute, him come they shine teeth. I don't fall at first sight, I no go lie. I tell myself, this guy, where have you been since? My name is Okoro Blessing in Kiruka. He replied, I know, I've been following you for a long time. So I asked, tell me everything, and I saw the vulnerability, the brokenness, the pain he was hiding behind that smile. He did not talk too much. He said to me, they said, I am an illiterate. I don't know how to talk. I am very shy. And I said to him, IVD, I will teach you. Give me the microphone. I will speak for you. That was the beginning. I told my PA, Priska, I like this guy. He gets swag. He smells nice. My PA said, Mama, I dare your back. Trust me now. If I want it, I go for it. And the rest is history. Relationship expert, we don't get relationship. They tell you, say, shoot your shot. But if bullet touch you, chest time. That's what she's doing. She's saying, I did this with my full chest. Wait till you go do. That's what she's doing. Okay? It's not about her. It's about the vulnerables. It's about the gullibles that would think, and you want to move mad. It doesn't end well. I'm just warning you right now. Yeah. So she told the story there. Let me see. She's telling more stories somewhere else. No, she's just posting pictures. So there you have it. That's your relationship expert in Nigeria. But anyway, there's cloud chasers in Nigeria right now because people are angry. The same reason why they're putting their money in CBEX. They're also thinking they can use social media to change their life around. Let's write this down today. There's a lot of people on social media. Okay, they're very popular right now. They have all the clout, all the platform. They have the followers. They have the influence. Okay, they are what you call money misroad. They don't know what to do with themselves. Okay, anyway, anything that moves that fast it only lasts for 5 to 10 years, tops 10 years. Okay, after that 10 years, they usually don't know what to do with themselves. Depression sets in. It's bad. It's usually bad. Okay, there are some exceptions to the rule. A person that really said what I'm trying to say best, I'm going to play a video right now, sir, and I want you to speak to it, then we'll move on to Davido. Right, one person that really said this very well is Will Smith. Will Smith said something. Let me play. There you go. I have it. Listen to this.
Rock bottom. that when you hit rock
Remember, I talked about rock bottom a lot. Will Smith is saying something else here that I want you to pay attention to.
people talk about rock bottom, that when you hit rock bottom is when you'll make a change. But there's a corresponding place that I call cliff top, right?
Like you could be too high.
Where you get so high that you realize literally none of this stuff can make you happy. Right. After you can get to the end of the material world. You get to the end of money. You get to the end of sex. You get to the end of fame. You have so much, and then you like go off of a cliff into the same kind of abyss that you'd be scared of slipping into at rock bottom. Right. Where life loses all of its ability to sustain and please you.
Right.
And then the only thing that's left, the same thing at rock bottom, the only thing that's left at cliff top is you have to find what you're actually looking for, and what you're actually looking for is you. You're looking for you. You're running around, right? When you like a woman and you like being with a woman, it's because you like how you feel.
Right.
You like what's happening inside of you. When you have money, it's like, yeah, it's cool to buy things, but it's not the money. You like how you feel inside.
Right.
It's unleashing a feeling inside. And at rock bottom and at cliff top, what you have to learn how to do is generate that feeling without anything external. You have to learn how to like you so much that you like being alive so much that you bring positive energy that's not generated by stuff, right? Because stuff is coming and going.
Right.
Like people are coming and going. Everything you have and everybody you love is going to rise and fall in your life. The place that we have to find is a spiritual place where we are good with us. We trust us. I trust myself. I trust God, and I trust life, that whatever happens, I'm going to make happy out of it.
All right. So did he finish?
I don't need specific things to happen. People talk about.
All right. So the specific part about it is the beginning of it, where you talk about when you go so high. I talked about the rock bottom a lot. When you go so high, what do you have to say to that, sir?
Wow. What you said, this morning, Ola, as I was taking my shower,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be spiritual.
That's okay.
Yeah, the case of Nicodemus, that was what came to my mind. From John chapter 3. The Bible says he went to Jesus at night. And he was a member of the Supreme Court of the Jews something. Yeah. So, the Holy Spirit was mentioning to me that if I should meet a man as a trillionaire, billionaire that has money, what will I have? And he asked me, Patrick, ask for anything, I will give it to you. Allah, I just said it's not going to be me. The only thing I would tell that millionaire is to know Christ, has to be born again. Yes. Because if this man gives me everything I want and this man die in sin without knowing Christ, I'm not getting anything. And this is where this guy went to with what's it called?
Will Smith. That's how far he went. High.
Yes.
All the women, all the money, all the fame he can think of. And then everything crashed and burned with one slap.
He said you have to get to a state of being spiritual, you understand?
Yes, he did. He said that.
Yes, that
That's all you need.
that's all
You're looking for you. You're looking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why you are talking about you can't touch somebody, when you talk about that lady, those two ladies. Yeah, that was it came to my mind. His case that this guy just went and touched this boy, this man. This
Yes,
Canadian.
Lide Bakari and Eniola Badmos.
Yes.
Yeah.
This man.
That was it. That was
when
it.
he went during the Oscar.
During the Oscar, that's the same example, sir.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
All the excuses, it was being thrown by the whole world, but it's not good enough to touch another person.
Yes, that's why his case just came to my mind.
Yes. You have to check your anger. So it's still following the same thing today.
Yes.
That's a good point, sir. That's a very good point. Yeah, you have to put your emotions in check. When you have money, fame, pride, when you're so high, when you have so much power, it's a bad idea. And then forget that. If all you're doing is chasing fame, you're chasing clout at all costs, you will do something so stupid.
Yeah.
IBD is a human being. You're right. Somebody will be with him. But you're making noise with it. You are telling the rest of us that we're like, go and sit down somewhere. You don't know anything. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to play God in front of all of us. How
can you do that in such a world gathering where people are looking all over the world?
Yeah.
You stood up to go and slap somebody. That was too much.
Yeah. It's the same issue. So Will Smith was always a guy who we thought walked the straight line. So it's not even about just bad people. It's about emotions at the end of it.
Yeah.
Power, emotions, pride. Make sure that these things are in check. Make sure that humility also comes in different forms. There's certain types of humility that's actually pride, but holistic humility, right, where you know that you're so small in the grand scheme of things, but you're just enough. Just you is all you're looking for. If you know that, right, I think you have a better life in general, and everything else will blind you. Clout, fame, money, pride, power, it will blind you, or you become a slave to it. That's another angle, sir. When you become a slave, so hang in there, sir. Let me know. Let me see. Ice, shout out to Ice. Ice is one of the people that always show me love on Instagram. Try to control yourself no matter what. Better be called weak than rational, because you're not weak. Yep. Power, fame is very intoxicating. Yes, Adama. Yes, it will eat you up. Everything you care for, you won't see it coming. You will win a little bit, and then it will get in your head a little bit, and then it will tell you it will tell you subconsciously. It's not like no, I know when to stop. No, you don't know when to stop. Trust me, you don't know when to stop. You have to be super intentional about this. You will win a little bit, and then something will tell your subconscious that it will happen again. It's the same reason why you go and put money in CBEX, where you once more they say take your money out. They say let it go a little bit further, because you're watching at money in a dashboard is growing. It's not real money. It's just a dashboard on the screen of your phone. It's growing, so you keep telling the world that it's working until one day they move all the money to an Ethereum wallet somewhere. And then they tell you that the apps has collapsed. It's the same issues. All of these issues is two things: expectations, pride. It's the same issues. But of course, it's a lot more complicated. It's very complex when we start to apply it to personal people's unique lives and all this kind of stuff. So Adama says, and if you are African, especially Nigeria, they will have common sense. No, forget common sense. Common sense. When emotions is at work, like that Umpty CP, craving fame by all means. That's Cubana chief priest. Craving by all means, but forget those he lick. They are behind. No, yeah. It's all of us will be humbled anyway. So it's not even about bad people only. All of us will be humbled with one experience or the other. So I'm just saying, let's just be guarded. That's all I'm saying. Let's be guarded as we're growing in our career, in fame. All these things are good things. Fame, platform, having a platform. You think I don't want to have a platform with 1 million people on it? You think I don't want to? Of course I want to.
Thank you for the video you did in your car. It was very...
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you for being a part of it that day. Yeah, I will do more of that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. So anyway, so let's do this. We have one more story. Hang out with me, sir. I have one more story I want to jump into right now, and then I have to cover the 7 factors to determine the answer. Do all men cheat? I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on, hold tight. I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.